What are the individual's responsibilities in regard to issues of social justice and change?
If you witness or are aware of situations where social injustice occurs, you should stand up against it and fight for the right thing. You're morally obligated to help others who are suffering from these injustices, just like Atticus felt he had to defend Tom Robinson. That's right.
The question is, why did Harper Lee elect a child to tell the story? Would the story have been as effective if another character had told it? Explain your answer.
I believe Harper Lee elected a child to tell the story to show how the innocence of a child is lost in maturing to see the good and evil in the world.
To Kill a Mockingbird has been read in English language arts classes for decades. Considering that many books come and go in public school curriculum, why does this book endure?
Well, Cruz, the novel To Kill a Mockingbird is so successful in school systems, not only because it teaches several life lessons about growing up, but because the story is being told by a character who has never learned these lessons. The reader learns or relearns these lessons for themselves.
How can literature serve as a vehicle for social change? Literature can serve as a vehicle for social change because it can act as a speech or call to action that is put into a format of a story. For instance, Elie Wiesel's Night gave readers a first-hand account of one of the most gruesome genocides in history and discussed how people cannot sit back and watch as thousands of people are being sent to their deaths. This call to action helped to shed light on the need to take action to events. This same situation is shown in To Kill a Mockingbird because it depicts the story of a man who is discriminated for his skin color and is locked away from being prosecuted for a crime he did not commit, simply for the fact that he would be automatically tried as guilty.
The question is, To Kill a Mockingbird has been read in English language arts classes for decades. Considering that many books come and go in public school curriculum, what does this book endure?
This book has been read in English classes for decades because the characters such as Atticus and Miss Dubose teach us many lessons about courage and not being afraid to stand up for what's right. It also teaches us to love and respect each other no matter what race you are.
How does labeling and stereotyping influence how we look and understand the world? Labeling and stereotyping can influence how we look at the world in a number of ways. One way people are stereotyping is if a group of people all live in this one place. They won't have an idea of what the real world is like if they stay in their own circle of people. The stereotyping is all but one-sided. Everyone on the outside will get ideas about that group of people if they know nothing about them. This problem can be avoided if people are comfortable mixing together.
The question is, Atticus Finch is considered one of the great characters in American literature. Why do you think that is?
I believe Atticus is considered to be a great character in American literature because he stands up for what is right even though he knows he won't win the fight.
The question is, why does the author tell the story through the voice of Scout instead of Jem, Atticus, or Tom Robinson?
Well, Evan, the author tells the story through the voice of Scout because the reader is led on to believe things someone her age would think. For example, the reader is led to believe that Scout is a boy at the beginning of the story. So the reader is actually tricked into believing the racist or sexist comments that the people of Maycomb might have.
How do Scout, Jem, and Dill characterize Boo Radley at the beginning of the book? In what way does Boo's past foreshadow his method of protecting Jem and Scout from Bob Ewell? Does this repetition of aggression make him more or less of a sympathetic character? I said, in the beginning of the book, Jem, Dill, and Scout thought of Boo Radley as a bad guy who stabbed his father with a pair of scissors. Later on in the story, Boo saves the lives of the two children who thought he was evil. Boo had done the right thing to save their lives, and I believe he stabbed his father because he was abusive towards him, which is why Boo never went outside.